Regardless of what you end up thinking about this film, one thing is for sure, and every Marvel fan can agree on this: best Marvel intro ever.
It's Patrick Beatty Reviews, the #1 for news. It's Patrick Beatty Reviews, #1 for news. Yeah. Tune in, get up. Yeah, what's up?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
What is up, my gaggle of geeks? Time to talk about Captain Marvel, the new addition to the MCU, and is a non-linear origin story of Carol Danvers, aka Miss Marvel, aka Princess Sparkle Fists, aka Captain Marvel. This is the first Marvel Studios origin film to feature a female superhero. No, wait, no. And is also the unofficial setup to the Avengers Endgame film, and explaining just what in the hell is with that pager. It starts with Captain Marvel not having any memories of her past, and is struggling to control her new unknown powers in this Kree-Skrull war. But when a chain of events leads her to discover her past, with the help of a younger Nick Fury, Captain Marvel must find out where she came from to become what she's truly meant to be. This film introduces a new alien race of Skrulls. They are shape-shifting aliens that can infiltrate and take over anywhere by turning into anyone they can see. The story structure of the film is a deconstruction of the origin film, where typically you have your intro to the character, inciting incident of powers, the tests of their abilities, struggles with the real world, and so on. Captain Marvel intentionally withholds information so that you learn about Carol Danvers as she's learning about herself. This can be used really well and adds more mystery to a character, but can be very difficult to manage and quite a tightrope to pull off if you have a lot to balance in your story. So does Captain Marvel pull it off? First off, I love the 90s setting of the film. I love that they have little parts like Blockbuster and Radio Shack. Some of the music that they put into the film was really nice to hear. And they were able to accomplish some really great special effect feats with Clark Gregg and Samuel L. Jackson. They've done this in a lot of Marvel films where they've done de-aging for some of the intros for some of their older characters. But with this, they were able to do this for Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg through the entire film. From beginning to end, since this takes place in the 90s, we see a 90s Nick Fury and a 90s Samuel L. Jackson. And they did a great job with it. You can't tell it's special effects. It looks like it was filmed back then, and that's amazing. Agent Coulson and Nick Fury's introduction to the movie might be one of my favorite parts, because not only did they give their characters like a Lethal Weapon buddy cop vibe, but in a short amount of time, it was almost seeming like it was filmed like a 90s film. I loved that sequence. It was one of my favorite parts. I also like the Skrulls having practical effects done on them, and also Ben Mendleson, who I won't get into the character too much. He is one of the head people of the Skrulls. Annette Bening and Jude Law are on the Kree side. Jude Law is Captain Marvel's mentor, someone that's helping her control her powers. And Annette Bening is she's a thing. I can't really get into it too much, but you'll see later. The action and all the special effects on Captain Marvel looked great. Her power set's really fun to watch and see in the action. Thanos, you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you here. And here's where the comments are gonna come in. When I walked out of the theater, I didn't really connect with Captain Marvel like I thought I did. In fact, I think this might be one of the mid to lower tier Marvel films. And the main issue for that is the story. I think Marvel took a bold shot at letting the story build this way, but it didn't help Captain Marvel as a character. When I needed to connect and relate to her, she doesn't really feel a part of the story, and a lot of times drifts in and out with just like one-liners and quips. There's not enough time spent on her growing as a character and us exploring where she came from and developing all of her relationships, that she ends up being somewhat underdeveloped. That is not taking anything away from Brie Larson. There's a reason she has an Oscar. She's incredibly talented and she's a great actress. The story affects all of the characters actually. And characters fall into the villain problem before we got Killmonger and Thanos. Because where we start with them, we're not given any time to really mine their characters and learn anything about them. It all is very surface level. The same applies to Carol's backstory, but we aren't given much time to explore her backstory, only from one scene that I really did like, but it was just that one scene between her and her friend. The pacing seems a little off for the first two acts. The third act is a visual spectacle, and again, the effects are really great for Captain Marvel, but overall, I feel Marvel missed the mark on this one. Captain Marvel is a big power set in the MCU, and hopefully in Avengers Endgame we really get to see her character fleshed out and see her interact with characters and get to explore and expand on what she is about, really. I kind of wish we had seen Captain Marvel be introduced in a group film rather than her own standalone film, and that we got to see the standalone film that Marvel fans have been wanting for that 10 plus years. This sounds like a pretty harsh review, and honestly, I was a little disappointed leaving this theater. I hoped to connect with her a lot more than I did, and in the end, I just didn't get there. But this is my opinion. I want to know your opinion. Anybody, whatever you thought about this film, once it comes out, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. If you liked it, if you disliked it, please be civil in the comments though. Everyone can have their own opinions on this. Definitely go and see this in theaters. Stay for both the after credit scenes. There are 2 after credit scenes. Thank you again so much as always for watching, and I will see you at the next review.